fucking go. We are live. Welcome everybody to episode 37 of the 301 Outlet Podcast. I got the three usual musketeers, and I got another lovely, wonderful guest, a guy I've been trying to tap into for a minute, talk to and chop it up with my boy. Introduce yourself, man. Talk your shit.
Man, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy 301 Young. It's a great honor to be on the podcast today. Chopping up with the three Dons. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. All right. So we got some fun topics to talk about today. Like Evan said on Twitter, we about to get in that bag.
We're getting in the bag today.
In the bag today,
yes,
man.
Can I ask Evan a question real quick?
Go ahead.
President of the DMV Moles, bro.
Yep.
Come on.
That's our first official statement under the new name. Like, we was throwing misdirection just to fuck with everybody. We are officially the DMV Moles.
But what's your mascot gonna be, bro?
Mo 1, Mo 2, Mo 3.
Glizzy.
It's gonna be some dude named Mo. He gonna come out the tunnel in a heli and some New Balance, and we gonna gonna run out and every week we running out the tunnel to CCB roll call.
Now they should actually
y'all
do
gotta
that.
Have. That would be dope. Mo mask. Y'all gotta have Mo face mask. Pull out the cut with a Mo face mask. Like you already know what it is.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Let's start off with football season, man. Football season's back. It's back.
You already know.
Week 1.
And that's why my man's Darian got the Dez Bryant jersey.
Tomorrow.
Yes,
is that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Thursday, man.
America's team's gonna start off 0-1, but it's okay. Football back.
At least you're realistic.
Man, we might
I
be
don't even
1-1
wanna-
through the first 2 weeks.
I'm just
happy to see Dak Prescott back. Honestly, I want to see him fully healthy, man.
Like no bull. I'm ready. I'm ready to.
look.
I mean, like y'all talk about the Cowboys, but Dak Prescott, what he's been through, I'm happy to see him back. Finally back on the field, can finally actually prove, like get rid of all like the talk, the doubt, and everything. Show how he's an elite quarterback. We've seen that, so he's fully healthy, and we can see that.
Look, what the Cowboys went through last year, I think we deserve something this year. I say what you want. I think the Cowboys we deserve to make the playoffs. We
It's a
deserve
toss up
it.
every year.
I agree. I agree with Mark though, because not necessarily because of the injury and that he needs to prove people wrong because of that, but because when you're making $40 million a year, you have to play to that standard.
You have to.
You can't be like Kirk Cousins making 35-40 million a year, but you're going 7-9, 8-8 every year. Barely
It's the prime time
playoffs. Like Kirk puts up big numbers, but they're empty calorie stats. And one thing that I'm real excited to see, number 1 is Trevor Lawrence. Number 2 is Micah Parsons. I want to see my boy Micah eat, because I really think that it's probably going to be him or Surtain that'll probably be defensive rookie of the year. And just a hot take, Najee Harris might be offensive rookie of the year.
That's interesting, but I like how you mentioned Micah Parsons, because y'all defense is really y'all biggest question, because honestly, with y'all offense really is one of the top offenses in the league. It should be on paper, but last year the defense was what struggled the most, and Micah Parsons was like a big pickup. But
He definitely helped.
Exactly, Micah Parsons. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, part of why our defense was so bad was because they tried to implement a scheme that they had never ran before. Mike, like I've said before, Mike Nolan tried to go in there and get too cute, and then we started sucking, and they weren't, and it just comes to kind of like how remember like the Chicago Bulls with Fred Hoiberg, and how they weren't really receptive of him in the locker room, and they just stopped listening to him. That's how the Cowboys defense was to their coordinator, Mike Nolan last year. Mike Nolan leaves, and after he leaves, we didn't turn into the fucking Patriots, but you could kind of see in certain games where our defense had gotten better and we were playing with more confidence. But the biggest question mark isn't our defense, is can our offensive line stay healthy? That is what I'm more worried about.
Zach Martin, big return. Yup. Yeah, that's another big return, Zach Martin.
Zach Martin, and the thing is, Zach Martin's healthy, but Zach Martin's about to be out because he caught COVID. And unless he gets 2 negative tests unless he got 1 negative test and maybe has to test again and get another negative test by tomorrow, he's not playing tomorrow.
And so, luckily for him, though, he's vaccinated.
Y'all might have to just hold off until week 2 for him.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that's unfortunate for him.
I mean, that's fine, but getting away
with
from
that Bucs defense.
But getting away from the Cowboys, I do want to see how the Bucs look bringing everybody back.
Yep, all 22 starters.
Like, bro, I want y'all at home to realize how impossible that is.
That's hard to do.
Not just in football, but for any team to win the championship,
and bring
everybody back. And the reason why it's so hard, because we all know once the ring goes on the finger, the price tag goes up. So then the logic goes, why should I stay here when I could go somewhere else and get more money?
I think it was like if the off season wasn't what it was in terms of like COVID and how COVID affected the salary cap, I feel like this would not have happened, because they signed a lot of guys to 1-year deals because the salary cap is supposed to jump next off season, next free agency period. But because of like the TV deals for this year, because again of COVID, some people had to take those 1-year deals because the bigger deals that they would have gotten from other teams, they weren't able to get because they just didn't have enough money to do so. I'm gonna use Juju Smith-Schuster as an example. Juju would have gone to Baltimore, but Baltimore didn't have the cap space to sign him to the contract that they wanted to sign him to. Mm-hmm. So Juju had to go back to Pittsburgh for a year. Mm-hmm. Juju was literally this close to signing with Baltimore.
Yeah, they were ready to print jerseys. What the Ravens do? They were literally ready to print jerseys for this man, bro. It was crazy.
But then what the Ravens do like yesterday?
Wait, what did they do? I'm lost.
That's fire, man. That's fire.
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a great move.
That's why I'm laughing. As soon as Evan started laughing, I
was about to say there's absolutely Le'Veon Bell should have been number 1 on their priority list.
Like, bro.
Because how unlucky do you have to be to lose a whole position group to injury in less than 2 weeks?
So crazy, bro. Like, I watched that game, but I was mad. I was like, oh my God, here we go. Of course I luck. There we go.
But as for me, like, I'm looking at 2 games that's playing at 1:00 and going, how in the hell are these games at 1:00? Like, Chargers Washington should be at worst the 4:00 game. Mm-hmm. Should at worst be late. And then Cardinals Titans. You got DeAndre Hopkins against Julio Jones, but the NFL looked at that and said, nah, ain't nobody gonna watch that. Like,
it's just like how the NBA it's just how the NBA did with the freaking Christmas schedule.
Don't make sense, bro.
Like, how do you not have, like, I don't know if I said this on the pod, but you make a Christmas schedule, right, for the NBA. How do you not have the team of the guy who just won MVP in the Christmas game going up against Luka?
Get the Clippers out of there. No one cares about them.
No one cares about the Clippers. No one cares about Utah. No one cares about Utah.
Put Utah in there, but no one cares about the Clippers. Get them out of here.
Listen, y'all that's been listening for a long time.
While everybody already asleep, while everybody going to sleep. That's Utah.
No bull. But yeah, you gotta stay up till 3:00 to watch that game like shit. But yeah, everybody knows that's been listening for a long time. The Clippers slander on this pod is very, very paramount.
I mean, we only made an episode, named it Clipper Pack, and then the Clippers went on to go to the Western Conference Finals and would have made the finals if Kawhi Leonard didn't get hurt.
Still got smoked.
Oh yeah, speaking of Kawhi, did you see Kawhi dancing in Drake's video?
Bro, hold off on that. We were gonna talk about that when we get to the music portion.
That is its own segment.
That is its own segment. Well, because remember, if you look at the list, I had a whole point of what we're gonna be using by Certified Lover Boy and Shy Glizzy's new thing that came out, and I was gonna talk about that. When I saw Kawhi Leonard in that music video, bro, I was dying laughing. But I'm gonna hold that.
I was about to say we can save that. We can say that.
We could definitely say that. So, hold on one second. I'm trying to make sure I have the list pulled up because I don't want to forget anything. But yeah, week 1. I don't know if we're gonna take the dub. Who the hell? I forgot. I'm sorry because we play Vegas. Yeah, we were talking about that.
If y'all lose that game,
way y'all losing the
we're probably gonna go 1-1 because I don't see us beating the Chiefs.
Damn way y'all.
I don't see us beating the Chiefs as our first home game, bro. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Like as soon as I saw it as our first home game, I was like, "Fuck."
Hey,
Patrick Monk.
It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a good game for sure.
Y'all got one big advantage week 2, and it's the same advantage that we got. This is y'all first home game with fans after COVID. So like home field advantage
stadium's gonna be packed.
Real
I'm
big.
trying to be at that game.
Like home field advantage is going to be really big. Like over these
that Baltimore crowd is gonna be fun.
Once everybody gets the fans back, like there's gonna be like a lot of emotion, bro. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
I'm trying to get to the game. Man.
Elevation for Lamar Jackson is gonna be crazy when they announce his name for the starting lineup. Like
man, that whole field about to go crazy. That whole stadium about to go.
It's gonna be fun to see Lamar Jackson in season 2 because Lamar Jackson had some good weapons this season. Yeah, Sammy Watkins. I want to see Rashard
like a WWE type intro.
No bullshit. This one got the fireworks. They got the fireworks.
Play the game.
Bro, it should be a shootout though, honestly, with that Chiefs and Ravens game. Because like, think about it, the Ravens got weapons because you have Rashard Bateman, Sammy Watkins, like Hollywood Brown. So it's gonna be pretty like fun, like seeing Lamar Jackson and actually like in the pocket war.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to finish.
Oh no, you good. I was just saying, that's all I had to say. Seeing Lamar Jackson with weapons,
But if the Ravens want any shot of beating the Chiefs, they better not make that a shootout. They better not.
That's what Kansas City.
That
is what.
That's
Kansas
what
City
any. I'm and I love Lamar Jackson to death, but that's what anybody who plays the Ravens wants to happen. Make Lamar throw, because you keep making him run. You're not doing anything.
Somebody gonna feel real stupid when he throw for 300 yards, dog.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he throws for 300 yards against teams like the Cowboys. Everyone can throw for 300 yards against the Cowboys. I can throw for 300 yards against the Cowboys. That's how bad our defense was last season, and hopefully it's this season.
See Jalen Hurts threw a ball to Deshaun Jackson against the Cowboys.
We won that game. I don't want to hear
it. He said we won that game.
Hey, that boy Jalen Hurts made that man look like Joe Montana for one play. But yeah,
that was the day that we broke Jalen Hurts. I don't want to hear it.
Oh man,
goodness, man, that is funny. Oh man, but y'all got any more thoughts for week 1? Because we're all excited for football to come back, man. We've been waiting, we've been patient, and here we are.
The NFL know they dead wrong for making the Jets play Sam Darnold week 1.
Oh no! That is amazing.
They know it.
That is amazing.
Hey, Sam Darnold, bro. Sam Darnold, I really know he's going to have a low-key good season. Because Sam Darnold, he was in a good situation in New York Jets, and now he might actually be good. Like, I'm just saying, you just never know.
Watch Trevor Lawrence throw for 300 yards, dog. Watch him.
That's a hot take.
Just because of the team he's playing.
Hey, that's a hot take, but we'll see. Now, one player I want to see what's going on with Jamar Chase. He was not looking good in preseason. Like Jamar Chase, he was just dropping passes after pass. Like, golly, I don't know. Hopefully, he can get it together.
They got Penei Sewell.
Exactly. Yep. Right there.
You want to be flashy, but not. Got to protect Burrow. Yeah, that's another player. There's another quarterback. Can't wait to see the season. Joe Burrow. he's coming off that injury, that catastrophic injury. So that's going to be another
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be happy to
interesting
see him
QB to
play.
see.
That's gonna be dope. Sure.
See him and with Tyler Higgins. So the whole LSU connection, really, I see why they did it because, like, you have that connection, but come on, you have to protect Burrow, especially coming after that big injury. Like, you had the opportunity to get probably like literally one of the best offensive linemen of like the decade for like the next decade, and you just like literally just passed up on him for nothing. Like, not for nothing, but come on, you just passed up on him. Like, come on, I don't know.
So I
That's a
have
smart move.
So I have one more hot take.
Oh Lord. Hot take.
Aaron Rodgers is going to win MVP again, and the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. I don't really think that's a hot take, but
I don't think that's a hot take.
That's not so much of a hot take because the Packers are still like that.
But he's going to the Super Bowl. I don't want to say if he doesn't play Kansas City, he's winning the Super Bowl. However,
hot take is Bills going to the Super Bowl.
If only Aaron Rodgers running it and Burrow instead of making that pass. He was like literally one play away last year, man, in that game. It was crazy. But hey, we're waiting to see with all the offseason drama. Hopefully he's put all of that past him and it won't distract him this season. See him in that Devontae Adams connection. It's going to be pretty interesting.
The Dallas Cowboys will win a Super Bowl.
And the Eagles will – I don't even know what the Eagles will do. Honestly, you know what? That's being realistic.
Y'all just gonna stink and just use your 5 first-round picks for next season and be somewhat good.
Might as well. You know what? That's actually smart. But Howie Roseman gonna find a way to mess that up.
Well,
yeah. You gotta love the NFC East.
Like you said, man, we gotta have an NFC East roundtable.
7 wins really did it last year. Really, like that really did it for a division last year. 7 wins. It's crazy to think about.
And it took a catastrophic year from the Cowboys for that to happen.
Crazy.
That's crazy. But I got an interesting next topic for y'all. So we live in a very interesting region, DMV area. What do y'all actually consider the DMV area? Like, what are the parameters? Where's the limit?
Right.
Where does it cut off?
I'll let y'all go.
All right.
All right, Evan, go ahead.
DMV is the DC metro area. So basically, if you can't take the metro there and the metro bus don't go out that way, it ain't DMV. Point blank, period. Like, basically,
Baltimore,
hell no.
Baltimore's their own thing.
Baltimore only tries to claim. Baltimore only tries to claim us when we do something good.
Like, Baltimore themselves acknowledge that we're not the DMV. But basically, it's like the outer edge of the DMV is Bowie State. Bowie State is the outer edge of the DMV.
I'll say Bowie State and
because everybody going 197 knows once you get past Bowie State, it ain't nothing but woods.
Yeah, it's the 7 miles of woods, and then you're in Laurel.
Yeah, but I still consider Laurel the DMV though.
Because
Laurel's the DMV.
Yeah, because that part of Laurel is PG. Like, basically, once you get like to the school, like where Laurel High is and the Laurel Town Center, once you go past then that's when you're in Howard County.
And
I work up in. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
It's connected to the metro now. I think it's on the Silver Line. It's connected on the metro.
Yeah,
it
is.
I got that new map.
He said you got to update your parameters.
yeah. Because I actually work out there in Dallas, and they're literally building metro stations out there. I would consider that the DMV.
Now this is what we not going to do, right? Just because we put in an extension out like all the brands, we're not going to call it the DMV.
But it's literally the airport to get into DC though. That's the only reason why I'm saying that.
And speaking of which,
you gotta understand the gentrification is starting to take. The gentrification is starting to take place crazy now.
Stop trying it.
You know what?
Virginia Beach is not in the DMV.
Who the hell said that?
Who said
listen
that?
To Pharrell. Don't listen to Pharrell. Don't listen to Pharrell.
No, that's
I do got a question though.
Yeah,
I do got a question though. Do y'all consider like parts of like Moco and North VA the DMV?
Yeah,
like that is like
because it's right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I do that. Yeah, because some people Yeah, some
Yeah,
people
like
try. You know,
Bethesda,
some people are real prideful.
Bethesda,
Like,
Chevy
yeah, they
Chase,
like, nah, but
parts
I
of
still
Rockford,
consider it though.
a part of it because I
It's
worked out there
yeah,
and it's right by the
Nah,
city.
but it's like
right.
Richmond ain't no damn way.
Hell no.
Yeah, Richmond is
No
not. Yeah,
damn
parts
No.
of VA gets cut.
No,
I
that's
think
I'm gonna
North
too
say
far.
VA
this
gets
right
cut
now.
off.
I know some
Nah,
Richmond
when
people
you
that'll try and claim the DMV too.
when you go
Ugh.
to the Virginia Union University,
Virginia Union, they ain't DMV either.
that's not DMV. You know what I'm saying? Just it's I know it's DC, Maryland, Virginia, but like if you're not basically connected through the traditional metro map, we're not here. If you're not connected with the red line, blue line, green line, yellow line, orange line, I'll take the silver line. I take the silver line. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't keep on doing that because niggas is starting to throw olive branch down because niggas is talking. You
Yeah,
gotta
like
be careful.
Waldorf is Super
You know
Maryland,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
That's Super Maryland. That's not DMV.
Yeah, because guess what? Everybody trying to beef up their cities is listening to the conversations on the socials. You know, they got social media
Of course. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, advisors and shit. So now they start the DMV. Now they starting to say, oh, okay, well, to bring in some traffic, let's put it in some metro shit. And it's just like, nah. Like, nah. I mean, you're gonna be connected, but we can't keep on start saying, oh yeah, it's a
finally. You already talking about finally putting a metro station in Georgetown?
Hey,
Finally,
I know, right? After all these years.
regardless. So I mean,
I'm still driving down there. I refuse to take the metro, but
like basically, Georgetown is the damn Narnia of DC and how it's just cut off from everything else.
Literally. It's like its own. It's like the Baltimore of DC, bro.
Waldorf is the Narnia. It's a line, the witch and the motherfucker.
I'm dead, yo.
Notice how we call Georgetown the Wakanda of DC, but it ain't enough black people for that. It ain't
no, you can't even say that.
You know what? And I fell for the trap of thinking that Georgetown was an HBCU because all I did was watch Georgetown basketball. I seriously thought
Ray Allen season. Y'all thinking about when Ray Allen was in his prime or something before? Because I don't know where the fuck all this Georgetown traffic coming from. I mean, for the basketball, we claimed them, but all this Georgetown.
I literally always.
But like once you get on campus, you realize.
Oh no! Once I started working them Georgetown games, I saw nothing but mayonnaise. Nothing but mayonnaise. Nothing but white people. But I mean, of course, I found out much sooner that it wasn't an HBCU. But I always thought it was because in the city, like everybody
wearing Georgetown stuff.
No, every black person is wearing Georgetown stuff. Like it's either Georgetown or Maryland.
Because of the games. It was because of the games back in the day. But after those games, like that's when Ray Allen was before Ray Allen got drafted.
You mean Allen Iverson?
Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson.
Yeah. Allen Iverson. My bad.
No, you good.
Before Allen Iverson got drafted. You know what I'm saying? He was playing for Georgetown, and that's when all that traffic happened. You know what I'm saying? Lend bias to UMD. You know what I'm saying? Like going forward, like it's, we gotta start disconnecting certain narratives when they outdated. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know when we started talking about Georgetown. The only thing I heard about in Georgetown after all that was Saviata. Like we can get some Saviata in Georgetown because that's where the shop is at. But I never heard anything else for Georgetown. I don't know. That's just me. You know what I mean?
Like basically, if you wonder whether or not a school is an HBCU, ask yourself, when's the last time you heard of this school's homecoming? Like, when is the last time you ever heard anything about Georgetown homecoming?
You saw a hashtag.
This nigga is speaking facts.
Georgetown homecoming is Bible study.
That man said Bible study.
This man said Bible study. I'm weak, bro. Niggas sound like this on a Christian academy. I'm done.
I mean, they are a Catholic school.
I mean, they are. That's why I'm
Hey,
dying laughing. I'm like, bro, this is a guy.
I know that.
That I never knew.
I never knew that.
Hey, people learning new things on the pod. That's great.
That's what I'm saying.
What else they be doing at Georgetown homecoming? Taylor Swift? They be cutting off Taylor Swift records.
I tell you.
That sounds more like UMD.
They be on the grill with that dry, unseasoned chicken. Joy still walking on.
They upgraded that, bro. They put the everything sauce. They put the everything
doing the Charleston.
But they're
doing the everything.
White people.
They doing the everything seasoning now, bro. They putting the everything seasoning on everything.
This nigga said he had the one and all like shit. I'm dead.
No. Here's what
I seen it up close. Here's
what they be on. They be on the grill with them cauliflower wings.
All right, so you see that window that's behind you? I want you to climb out that. All right, I want you to climb down. I want you to take a walk around your house and think about what that shit
you just is said, a bro. Wild man, bro. This nigga said the cauliflower.
Hey, no Becky. I bet not see you with no Becky in your profile pic, no tag photos for the rest of the year.
Hey, remember what Antonio Brown said?
Record this shit. I bet not see him with no tag photos.
Nah, bro. Trust me. I'm team I wish a Karen would all day.
Oh, hey, remember what Antonio Brown said? No white women 2022. No white women 2022. They nothing but trouble.
I am motherfucking dead. The reason why I brought this question was I don't know if you guys follow the DMV Hood News guy on Instagram. They recently had.
Gosh, he going outside.
Yeah, he
going outside.
He got his page deleted. Actually,
he got
really
sad, man.
I think his main page got deleted. Yeah, but now
it's Aunt Glizzy.
Yeah, his main page got deleted. Yeah.
Once you said English, I already know what the
fuck. Now it's like DMV Hoods and News Worldwide or something like that. I think he still was like behind it, but yeah, his main page it's messed up. Yeah,
no wonder I was looking. I couldn't find his main one recently.
Yep.
Can I tell y'all something? As a rapper, can I tell y'all something?
Sure.
Can I tell y'all something as a rapper about that shit? All right, so I dropped Flames of Youth probably like late July. It's my highest leading single. I asked him, I said, what's going on with the promo? Bruh said, for one promo post, no story, no Nathan, $120 to post it on your time. $100 just to post it whenever he want to post it. So we doing all. So think about it like this: how many people actually went with that deal, and now doesn't even have a reputable brand to shout them out now? Because ain't nobody taking the person's like personal page trying to do media shit serious. We like DMV Hoods and News because it looked like a vehicle. It looked like an engine for artists. It had no name, it had no face on it, and that's why he never got no love when he put his fucking face in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, now I'm gonna tell you what's so dangerous about this. You know what I'm saying? Because if you started peeping it, he became the academics of the DMV.
He did. I think I even went in the comment section.
I pointed that out last year, bro.
I made that as a joke.
No,
yeah, Mark, remember I told you I made a joke about that, bro? I was like, yo, this nigga and DMV academics.
Because like some of the stuff he started posting, I'm like, really, bro? Like, why are you like really? Right. Like, yeah, questionable stuff.
Posted just like, yeah, he's starting to post questionable things. He's starting to post almost everything. But where it got messy is when he started to do the DMV Hoods Worldwide, whatever the fuck that was. And I think the traffic that was coming off that page started leading into the actual page. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, you just got a bunch of like politics going on because he a regular DMV nigga. So I know he do got smoke, he do got affiliate. I don't know him personally, I don't know his circle personally, but just looking at the static, just looking at the atmosphere that you can see building on the comment section, like you can tell like he probably bumping with a few people. So that's why the other day he puts out a video saying, hey, I don't want no smoke. Start taking my pages down, blah, blah, this and that. Because I just was yesterday years old when I found out it doesn't even matter what the content is. If you have a certain amount of people reporting it in the same window at a time, then it's gonna get taken down. Like, you know, so, you know, I'm not trying to rap too long, but essentially what I'm saying is what's gonna happen to the DMV culture now? Because if you keep it, he was becoming the centralized media for all things DMV.
Yeah, he was coming the face of it.
Yeah, and then so like now, so people were doing Mochella through DMV Hoods and News. All these things were getting promo through DMV Hoods and News. Now that engine is not, you know what I'm saying, there anymore, he's back to being a regular promoter. What's going to happen with the DMV Hoods and News sound now, with the DMV sound now? So I'm interested to see maybe there's going to be more artists like me, or, you know, that's not really into the trap, you know, kind of come out or create their own platforms. And that's why I think this podcast is so good to have it right now, because now you want to start going in there and taking you know what I'm saying, their
taking
audience.
a piece of the pie. Taking a piece
Yeah,
of
you know
the
what I'm
pie.
saying? Because people are scrambled now. Like we're trying to figure out, like, okay, where do we tune in now? Where do we tap in now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who can I put my shit up and get some impressions on? You know what I'm saying? Because Peep's page is dropping. Because I even followed it. It's nothing personal against him. It's just that I wanted to follow the vehicle. I didn't want to follow you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
And there's a lot of times where people they get into a system like this man did, where he was really climbing up the ladder, but he was too focused on getting credit for getting that process up there. And sometimes you just have to be tuned in and locked in, and more about giving out the content and being the face instead of trying to get the attention and the credit for being the face.
Exactly.
Like it's absolutely something, and it's just like when you were just simply focused on what you do instead of the ramifications and the benefits of what you're going to get, I feel like you'll be better off because you already know once you start inflating that ego, it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, we've seen that happen with academics. Honestly, that's what his page went down. Well, he kind of started going downhill content wise. That's why I kind of stopped paying attention.
Academics was a more like slow burn because he was kind of just creating enemies here and there and there and there.
That Chicago shit. Like, honestly, that Warren Chirac stuff. Yeah, that was just getting a little bit. Yeah, you had to stop that. Yeah,
that Chirac series as a whole. We gotta. I know we talk shit about it, but we really gotta talk about how genius that Chirac series was. And like a lot of people dissed him the other day, but he's right. Niggas would not know what the fuck Chirac was or how much drama was really going down aside from the statistic on the news if it weren't for academics. Like academics, really
that page was popping. Yeah,
exactly. So it's just like I saw
that. Like Chief Keef started popping. Yup, he started covering Chief Keef a lot, and then Lil Durk started getting in clout, and then of course when Keef had enemies like JoJo and rest in peace to him and other like of course opposing rappers, that's when like the whole Chicago scene as a whole, you started learning about like the Chicago South Side, the Inglewood area, and like they just blew up worldwide in that era of drill rap. Really it was like kind of sort of because of Academic's page, because his YouTube page covering their music and everything and the situation he got in just kept people interested. So I mean, yeah, I can't credit him for that, but of course, when people dying and everything, him would kind of remember like cracking jokes about the deaf people. Yeah, I understood why it's like, yeah, you got to shut that down. Can't be like making satires about dead people and all that. It's like, yeah, it was getting too far. So that's when he kind of went downhill with that page.
Academics did something just to kind of lightly just piggyback on that. Academics did something that hasn't been done in a while. And that was, remember when MTV, BET would literally have a cameraman and that one dude that would go behind the scenes, like that one episode with Mano, like when they went to Mano's crib and, looked into his life and they gave you that play-by-play.
That slice of life. That slice of life.
Exactly. I'm saying that slice of life. That's what academics was serving to them. Not everybody was getting that narrative. For the people who would want to talk about like how we're talking about, like he provided that context, he provided that narrative. So the reason why I couldn't really put DMV Hood's a news guy with academics is because academics' popularity is more rooted into what you were saying, and that's more so like he put the cart before he put the horse before the cart. You know what I'm saying? So he kept the vehicle running. We didn't even really see academics for real until there was a demand with the whole 6ix9ine thing. That's when he started doing the whole at DJ academics, making stupid ass songs for little monetary benefit. With the DMV Hoods and News page, he could have been that big to the point where even if a couple of people reported it, it wouldn't be a problem. But every now and then, like Brad said, he trying to get the glory. Every now and then, he putting his face in the camera and then like people is cracking on him. So now the marketing is going, the brand is going down because people are cracking on the creator. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just little things here and there. You know what I'm saying?
And it's sad because just like when you lose that mystique, it's like you can't gain it back. And it's very hard to gain that mystique, to gain that appeal. It's very hard to get that because once you get that, you gotta keep it sacred because it's so important because that's how you're gonna keep progressing and leveling up and increasing your repertoire because people are gonna be tuning in, people are gonna be listening, people can be sharing. Word of mouth. I don't care what anyone said. Word of mouth is still the most powerful tool you can use as someone as a content creator, as an artist, or anything where you're making for marketing. is the most powerful one because people are always going to talk about what they like. People are always going to talk about what they mess with. People are always going to share. Hey, man, listen, I just seen this funny thing. Y'all check it out. Y'all might laugh too. Oh, yeah, I just listened to this thing that really made a lot of sense. You know, it's something I heavily agree with. Y'all check it out. Word of mouth is still the most powerful tool for marketing because that's how you're going to grow and grow and grow. So, and that's how I was about saying DJ Academics. He was more focused on putting out the stuff. He wasn't even trying to be the face of what he was doing. He was just pushing it, pushing the train, as you said. While, DMV Hood's a news guy, he got a little bit of clout, got a little bit of ego. It was like, nah, I got to be at the face of it. Y'all got to give me credit. When you only do that when you're at the basic maturation process of where everything is coming together. Or like you said, there's a demand for like, okay, we want to see what you look like. We want to see what you're about, boom, pow, and all that. So I feel like he fell short of the glory for that, and he's paying the consequences for it.
Academics goes down right now. Again, it's going to be another situation where do we go for the news? Where do we go for the latest and greatest? And that's what kind of rerouting it back to the 301 theme, you know what I mean? Is just more so like the DMV has a news page. I haven't heard anything DMV music since. And that's the craziest, scariest part about it. Where do the young kids go right now? Even the ones doing trap, you know what I'm saying? Even the ones doing the shit that I'm doing, like where do they go now for that? You know what I'm saying? I remember they were talking about the dude, I forgot his name, but he's like a jump shooter. And he was about to go against a robot in Japan. Where did we
about Lisa Shooter? Lisa Shooter. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like where do we go to get that news? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like now it's just like more than ever, y'all are needed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, go ahead, lead the beat. You know what I'm saying? Because if not that, it's going back to Shade Room, back to academics. And it's just like, who's going to put on for the DMV? Because DMV has a new system.
And that's really the goal, man. Like the goal, we're building this brick by brick, foundation by foundation. We want to be the voice of the region because not only for ego's sake, we feel like we represent the region in such a beautiful way. We can attack the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And we can bring a positive light because none of us have egos. Neither four of us are egos. We all came together and literally made this because we were already having these conversations before the pod happened. Like we were on group FaceTime talking about the stuff we talk about now. And we say, you know what? We all have a will to talk. We all have an ability to articulate. Why not make it into a podcast form? And ever since then, we've been seeing the growth. We've been seeing people mess with it. We've been seeing the looks, the heads are turning, man. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
The coolest part about this shit is it kind of reminds me of like a DMV drink champs. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to like I get that vibe. So it's just like that's why I was just like more so excited. I was like, all right, yeah, let's definitely do the interviews, do the, you know what I'm saying? Let's have this session today. It's crazy. So thank y'all again, man. And I'm glad that y'all brought up that DMV Hudson news thing because I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? The centralized news for the DMV is done.
Oh, for sure. Especially because I'm into music a lot. And that's why that's one of the main reasons why I went to this page, not for more like the messy stuff, but just more like the music, because I'm into music as well. Like, especially DMV artists. Like, I like a lot of trap artists as well, and just DMV artists in general. Like Sampha and Darian know me. I'm always sharing my music, a lot of DMV artists. And yeah, like that's the main reason why I like this page. And for somebody that was actually from the DMV, that can really, relate to the area. It can speak on the artists as well. It can kind of relate. It was good to have like his platform for that, for the music. So yeah, it's just unfortunate with the other mess, of course.
Yeah. Right. And it's just sad to hear from an artist's perspective. He talked about 120 just to put it on when he feels like it. When really, honestly, I'm not gonna charge for it because we both from the same area. We both trying to make it in our different fields and different walks of life. You need a platform to talk your shit, man. Come on, let's chat. Let's chop it up. And that's literally how I presented it to you, bro. I said, listen, bro.
Let's build together, man. Let's
build together.
Can I piggyback on that too?
Sure, no problem. Yeah.
That I don't think a lot of people is going to talk about. It's a gatekeeping, and it's a superstar. Charge this, charge that, charge this shit. That shit is destroying the DMV culture. Mm-hmm. It's destroying it. We're not talking about black businesses. We're talking about shit like a DMV post. You just said it yourself. You want to build the culture for the DMV. 100K followers, you still got a lot more building to do. That's just probably PG and Mocha. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's sitting here charging $100 to $120, you know what I'm saying, to post, you know, content that's supposed to be putting on for the DMV. Currently, right now, I'm in Florida, and I have all my songs spread out on every news media here, and I've not spent more than $45. And they go so hard for everybody that's posted. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like anybody gets posted. It's just, you know, if the creator likes the content, again, they're trying to do their own little, you know, academics thing here. That's why academics is so important to the culture, because he's starting that movement. That, okay, who's gonna step up and be all things culture? You know what I'm saying? And be the curator, you know, ultimately. So with that being said, the amount of financial and cultural gatekeeping in the DMV is ridiculous and it's sick. There's people who charge to get you on the podcast so you can talk about your junk. So, you know what I'm saying? There's people like the DMV Hoods and News page that's charging $100, $120. You know what I'm saying? There's venues you can't, have you noticed that there's not a lot of young kids performing at venues? It's just always like,
it's the same,
you know what I'm saying?
People. I've noticed
it's
that.
the same older heads, right? The same DMV trap niggas, and that's why these niggas constantly get on, because they getting grandfathered in, and it's only them getting cycled every week on some like, hey, yeah, they got daily band playing every week on some that shit. They have them at Club Live every fucking weekend. They got them like down, you know what I'm saying, and on U Street, almost on every venue. So it's just like,
I was just on U Street not last weekend. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm kind of glad DMV Hoods and News kind of went down, because he was a promoter before all that shit. And he was a part of that gatekeeping shit. And with the DMV Hoods and News page, he just projected that. And everybody that wanted to keep that gatekeeping shit a thing, hopped on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of glad that this happened, because this is like a rebirth for the DMV. I would like to see a lot other news outlets for the DMV come up, because that shit was just toxic. I understand that the trap was something that took over super heavy after Go-Go, but we was never into trap. He was never into that. I don't know why DMV News focus more on trap rappers than people not trying to spark up the Go-Go bands like AAO. Like they trying to come back. A2A, like they trying to do shit too. Reaction Band, they trying to get back up.
The Reaction,
like I don't.
To come back.
You know what I'm saying? XIB. You know what I'm saying? ADM. Like all them people, they like check their shit. They on YouTube. 2021 shows, 2020 shows. So it's just like CCD. So why the fuck are we, you know what I'm saying, focusing more on culture that's popping in the South? Because down here, trap is alive. That's where it was built. You know what I'm saying?
The Southern Sound. Like, everybody know the Southern Sound of the mid 2000s, man. Everybody know. When you know, you know.
That's why the DMV got such an issue coming out, because we still trying to be like everybody else when we got everything that we need. And everybody keeps on saying it like it's some kind of cool thing to say if you're really from here. But it's just like, again, the DMV Hoods and News pages like that projected that. So, you know, finalizing my thought, not to kind of take the mic too long.
No. You good, man. This platform is for everybody. Go ahead.
Nah, because everybody else.
He's saying some real shit, for real.
He's saying real shit too. That's why I'm just letting you take the show, man.
I have been waiting so fucking long to talk on this shit. I have been waiting so long. When bro said, "Hey, hop on the show," I said, "Yeah, I'm coming with it." Like I'm coming with it. So it's just something that I really wanted to discuss and talk about on DMV Hoods and News. It's so crazy that you brought it up, man. DMV Hoods and News things. There's so many parts to it that we need to touch. The gatekeeping, you know what I'm saying? The polarizing aspect of it. Because the thing about it is he had resources reporting to him on a daily. You know what I'm saying? Where is all those resources going to now? You know, so it's just like, I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to go back to WPGCC 95.5? Street team running the pages? That where we going to go to the footer shit or what? I got that, man.
Yeah, it's
for the DMV.
You already know another page is definitely going to like get out there and start popping.
For sure.
Like platforms always in the works as we talking. So yeah, it's going to be interesting moving forward, honestly.
And for the next page to pop up, can you please put some go-go music on? Because I know for a fact there's some new go-go bands that really need that exposure. But a lot of these DMV music, a lot of these pages highlighting DMV music, just approach the stuff like just approach it with the mindset of ain't nobody trying to hear go-go. It's all about that trap. The whole kill is the trap, like you said, the trap ain't us.
Yeah, it's not for it's not for us.
Go-go. That's us. That is our
and really we started seeing the trap like come up when honestly we started seeing like a lot of the trap in the DMV like come up when some of the a lot of the go-go clubs got like shut down, and that's when like the trap trap music in DMV
somebody
like,
say that.
Yup, yeah, because like, and I think
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
You know, yup, you know, like niggas in the DMV got bored, and yup, and you know, they started doing the music for fun, but then they started kind of getting popular and everything. It was like, hey, you know what? Started getting catchy, and then that's when like the DMV trap music and everything started taking off. We started seeing artists like Q the Fool come up, like Shabazz and everything. Hey, and that's when the trap music in the DMV got it, you know, got it really trendy, and yeah, and that's when that wave became. And it's unfortunate because really part of the DC government have something to do with that when the clubs got shut down. So it's really sad to see go, you know, like good go-go music go away. But now it's trying to come back, and we need platforms to put that back on. So that's really a good point, Evan. It really is, man.
It's crazy to me because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so glad somebody was going to say it because that's it. Not go was the heart and soul of it because it had what elements to it. It had, you know what I'm saying? It had rapping elements to it, singing elements to it. Also, like Tribe Called Quest talks a lot about coming down here. A lot of the rappers in New York talk about coming down to Maryland, coming down to the DC to do shows. Philly niggas, like the Roots came down here to do shows. It was Chocolate City. It was really soulful. You know what I'm saying? Hence why Wale is popping straight out the cut 2008. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all remember, you know, 2007, 2008, it was radio hits, then go-go after 6.
Yeah,
like,
really.
You know what I'm saying? Like legit.
And I'm glad you brought up the Wale point because I was gonna ask everybody, does Wale get enough credit for what he's done for the region? I don't think he does.
I think he does. I think he does. I just think that the people who perceive his success have the issue, keeps on questioning it. Anytime you think about the DC, you think about anything probably. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We have a problem in the DMV area, and it's something that pisses me off. People are so fixated on the territorial. That's why I asked the first thing, what is y'all consider the region? Because I was going to go into this question. People are so territorial. Oh, yeah, Wale is not from DC. He's from Maryland. Why should that matter? He put on for the entire region. He made a platform for the entire region. It's not just the city. DMV is not just
It's very annoying too, bro. DC niggas are very territorial. Like, there's nothing wrong being like too deep in your city, but sometimes they're like too prideful. Sometimes I'm just like, bro, really?
They take it too far.
Like the city niggas, they're just sometimes it's too prideful. Like, I noticed that. Like,
really, there's no need for this pride from DC or PG because the fact is, DC people come into PG all the time. PG people.
Thank you.
Gentrification did that shit. It dumped so many decent families out.
Honestly,
gentrification hitting both of us too. We are straight up brothers, bro. Like we basically share all of our stuff.
Like I don't understand why people so tell. Oh, he's not from DC. I'm like, bro, that doesn't matter. He put on this man. Wale was coming up and shouting out every hood he could think of.
I mean, basically, how would they like it if we just looked at FedEx Field and said, "Nah, that's Maryland"? Like, like FedEx
they get mad as hell.
Hey, that's funny,
they get
bro.
Mad as hell. They get pissed.
Well, I will say people do kind of correct. Like whenever like I would watch a football team game, and they'll be like, "Yes, we're in Washington D.C.," and then me and like someone else would be like, "No, that's Landover, Maryland."
It's just like how when people say Fillmore is DC, Fillmore is not DC, but that's Silver Spring.
See that brings like
I hate when people say that.
That brings me to my next point because where was this energy when the announcers in the Olympics kept saying Kevin Durant was from DC?
But that was pissing me off. Like it's not that hard to say C Pleasant, Maryland.
They did it on purpose.
Like it really is.
Of course, they did it on purpose. Of course, come on now, we know that.
There's no basketball team in Maryland. So they kept on. They had to say something that was close. So
Right,
Washington D.C.
I know
makes
that.
sense.
I understood it.
Okay.
Makes
sense. Yeah, that's why they have to say that.
Actually did.
Okay.
Wizards actually did used to play in PG County, Landover exactly.
And they were the Baltimore Bullets.
Baltimore Bullets as well.
That was the Wizards actually do have a good history in the state of Maryland and in PG County.
And they were a good team when they were in Baltimore too. That's what makes it funny.
So to just completely erase that and try to make it seem like PG County and DC are the same thing, that's just wrong on all levels.
So I want to talk on something real quick.
Sure, man. Go ahead.
A lot of people don't really fully understand the history behind this shit. We lightly touched on it. Like, I see why people had a problem with Maryland. Like, at first, Maryland had no strikes because, and me living in Maryland almost all, PG County, Maryland, almost my whole life, I had to move from DC. At first, it was like a lot of mom, pop, you know what I'm saying, apartments in the cut, white families. It was a white area, you know what I'm saying? But a little thing called gentrification started happening, and almost every family in DC, in the Southwest, Southeast, almost all of them got paid off to go into Maryland. So now you got this huge dump of all of these people, late 90s, early 2000s. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now, bless it, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody left. People still there. So now we got people saying, oh yeah, DC is the real chocolate city because okay, that makes sense. But everybody that lived in DC is now in Maryland. Now you got go-go's in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Like Riverdale, give them hell. Where y'all think that shit came from? Landover? Like where y'all think that shit came from? So it's just like, so now you got all these, you know what I'm saying, DC families bringing DC culture to Maryland. And now we've done turn this shit up to one of the most blackest counties, one of the blackest counties in America. The richest blackest counties in America as well as that too. So my thing is, I had to respect it because there was no other reason or point. If there's anybody that should be questioning this whole thing, that's not even Baltimore, it's VA. Every time I've been out in VA, bro, it's all mayonnaise or coffee and cream. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, my thing is this. I don't even care about the whole DMV thing because everybody contributed so much. You gotta go, like, I think about it for music. Go Link and everybody that makes jiggy, bouncy hip hop. That's Virginia. We need that. Ari Lennox, we need that. Pharrell came from VA Beach. We need that. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the DMV. Then we got DC. We got Fat Trail. We gotta say Wale. We gotta say Shark Music because the DMV, the DC, they named him there. Every time Wale performed, he was in DC. All his venues more so was in DC. All his connections was in DC. And as a rapper, you're kind of forced to go to DC, no matter how much you want to put on for Maryland, because you're not gonna perform at no mom pop pizza shop. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, DC is because of marketing and everything. Yep.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's more, I hate to bring it to like a studious point, but it's just like, bro, like we really need to stop this turf war because it's stupid as fuck. And it's more so bringing more of an issue. One thing I will say that the dude from DMV Hudson News was doing before he got disbanded was trying to bring Baltimore into the conversation, was trying to bring Virginia more into the conversation. And the jokes that started happening, you know what I'm saying, actually started building rapport with everybody. So again, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's going to do something more like, I don't know if he's going to try to come back. I don't know if there's going to be somebody else coming back. I don't know if he's going to do DMVlife.com again. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? Who knows? I just wanted to talk on that part, man. No more turf wars, man. DMV, we got to be in love, solidarity. Because Georgia, everybody in Georgia from Boulder Crest to, I don't know where the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got each other's back because they all in Georgia. We all in the DMV. New York, all the boroughs stay together. Oh yeah, we all in New York. I mean, they all their own little mini conversations, but it's just like, we gotta stick together. You know what I'm saying? So that's
right. All. Yeah, like put the animosity aside. Yeah, I feel you. Yup. Because it's really, you're not getting nowhere with it. Yeah, it's like gaining nothing. Yup. For sure. Yeah. you know, see Sample. He stepped away for a sec. But our next topic, we're gonna get into the NBA. Let's see who y'all think is gonna win the NBA MVP next season for 2022. Evan, Darian, Evan, I'll let y'all go first on that.
Yeah, Darian, you might have to go first. I'm still thinking.
Shit. I don't know.
It's going to be pretty interesting because you got Giannis, like, who's still like.
Actually,
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Giannis winning, winning again.
Let me throw out a name real quick. Let me throw out a name. Donovan Mitchell.
Ooh, that's a hot. I'm gonna say that's a hot take, but that's.
I feel like
he's from a team in the Jazz that's going to be really good this season. Donovan Mitchell, one of the best point guards in the league. Plus, you already know they're not going to give the MVP to nobody on the Nets because the common mindset is they don't deserve it as much because they're a super team. I feel like with Giannis, like the reason he didn't win in like last season is because the committee did not want to give him the MVP again until he proved himself in the playoffs, which he just did. So the door is open for him. But I really feel like an MVP caliber season coming from Donovan Mitchell. Like I really do. And you know how you can trust me saying this? Because dog, why would I ever say the Jazz fans deserve nice things? I would never say Jazz fans deserve nice things, and that's a nice thing.
I will also say you bring up Donovan Mitchell. There are two names I'm gonna say. One is obvious, another one I wouldn't say is not obvious, but it's not too obvious. Mark, you're gonna like this. Joel Embiid. I think Joel Embiid, with them possibly losing Ben Simmons, the fact that he should have won MVP last season, but he
injuries though.
He couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
They basically have the same team as last year. I think that Drummond pickup is actually better for Philly than what people think it is because Drummond eats rebounds. Granted, he does take up space, and you can't really space the floor with Andre Drummond. But he is a walking 10 and 15. So I bring up Joel Embiid because just when he's on, he is the most dominant big man in the world.
Hold on. Before you continue, like I said, our boy, he got to go. So just want to give my thanks in order, bro. Appreciate you for hopping on and promote your stuff. Talk about what you do. Talk about quickly. Just promote yourself for the next minute before you got to go. I know you got things you got to handle.
Yeah. No problem at all, man. I did want to drop in. Please have me on the show again. I would love to talk about,
for sure,
my music a little bit more, and I would just love to talk about more 301 stuff, more DMV stuff, more. I say we should talk more on. All right, so I say my closing statement. I feel like we should work more on the Maryland culture now because it's just like, especially since we had this conversation, I just think we need to do a little bit more like catering to the 301 because when are we going to realize that Maryland is a heartbeat, not DC? Maryland is a heartbeat of the DMV. We in the middle. DMV. We in the middle. You know what I'm saying? It's like I say that because everybody who is fucked up due to gentrification floods into Maryland. From VA, from DC, from Baltimore. Everybody floods down here. So we're like literally a mixing pot of everything that's good from every spot. You know what I'm saying? We got VA niggas down here. We got DC niggas in here. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? And we got the people born out of all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like PG niggas is really different because we're not just DC niggas. We're not just VA niggas. Like we mixed pot niggas for real. Like we really got a whole vibe, building. We're like a different species for it. Like in the social atmosphere. But kind of wrapping up because I do have to dip. prepared for a studio session myself. I'm working on the album currently right now called Good, Fast, Cheap. It's coming out pretty soon. I was gonna say like at the end of the month, but we still working on something. I'm actually about to go fix something up right now. Yeah, I'm saying I just released a song called Flames of Youth. It's going crazy. Jadakiss's DJ, Tech the DJ is on it. He's running. He actually ran it on radio for VA and NYC this past Labor Day weekend, and we still doing more traction with it. So make sure y'all go ahead and listen to that Flames of Youth. I say listen to it in the morning time. Get your flames on. You know what I'm saying? Get your flames on. Hashtag get your flames on for the day. And thank y'all for having me on the 301 outlet. Support 301 Young, man.
We
Sure,
linking up
for
at
sure. Definitely gonna be checking you out, man.
Yes, sir.
Funny
man.
as hell, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Just trying to put it on, man.
This was one of my favorite conversations that we've had on this podcast, bro. I really appreciate you.
Like seriously,
We was in our bag with the DMV talk, man.
I feel like we went more in depth about the DMV and DMV culture this episode than we ever have before. Like that's amazing.
We spoke on like real stuff, yeah.
301
Like the
Young,
real
ready to
situation
get into
going
it,
on.
man.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Definitely
Appreciate you
checking
having
out the
on,
music,
bro.
man.
Stay blessed, stay beautiful, keep doing what you do, my guy.
Yeah, be safe, man, for real. Yep.
One last thing.
Sure.
Something that y'all can talk about when I'm going. Y'all peep that the conversation about the DMV shit only in the music, right?
You're not lying, bro.
Gatekeeper niggas who said that narrative, but ain't nobody got a problem with that DMV turf war shit outside of music shit.
Mm-hmm.
Music, we control that turf war shit.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. But continue what you were saying, Darian. I didn't want to.
Yeah, about the Joel and the MVP talk. Yeah, it was
so,
good points about Embiid though, for real.
So yeah, I was gonna say Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid is literally the most dominant big man in the NBA
when healthy.
When healthy, and when he. The thing with Joel Embiid is he needs to want to be dominant. He needs to stop settling and shooting them damn jump shots and get his big ass in the post because no one can check him.
Here's the thing, though. When you have Ben Simmons on your team, you can't have him and be cluttering the paint.
Well, you don't. I mean, but that's why. But you don't need to put Ben Simmons in the paint. Ben Simmons is not a scorer. Literally, all Ben Simmons has to do is dribble, drive, kick out to any shooter that's open. Philly was built for him to
facilitate.
Yeah, that's, no. I was just
literally built for him to facilitate. And if you want to put Joel on the block, literally just ISO him on the block. Joel, and then it's gonna be like you can do either one or two things. You can get scored on one-on-one, or you double him, which when you double somebody, you're leaving somebody open. And then go ahead and try and bring someone off of Ben Simmons. He's gonna kick it out to Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is gonna drive. Someone's gonna have to check Ben Simmons, and he's gonna kick it out again. Or you're just gonna let Ben Simmons drive to the lane. But aside from Joel Embiid, that's why I think Joel Embiid could be a nice candidate for the MVP.
No, yeah, I'm agreeing.
And we say
I'm 100%. I've said it so many times. Sorry to cut you off, but the reason why I brought up what I said is Ben Simmons is not an offensive player, but we saw during this past season he wasn't aggressive. He was playing very passive. Like just like you said, Ben Simmons should basically be.
But that's confidence.
That's what I was just about to say. That's why I said, let me finish. Let me finish. Like Ben Simmons, this whole season mentally, and especially in the playoff mentally, he wasn't there. That's what I'm saying. Honestly, the fit between the two of them, the only way it works is if one, Joel Embiid, goes to his bread and butters in the post, and two, Ben Simmons checks whatever mental block he's dealing with and says, okay, I'm going to focus on defense, kicking out, driving and kick out, and running in transition. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't think Ben Simmons should be running the point. He should be a point forward. He shouldn't be the point guard. He should be the one bringing up the ball all the time.
I agree with you on that. But Ben Simmons had a relatively good regular season. It was during the playoffs when his confidence just got shook. One, because all of the cameras was on him, and two, every time when a team fucks up, everyone wants to point out a little scapegoat. Ben Simmons was that scapegoat. Granted, I understand.
I'm kind of guilty in that part.
Yeah. And
I love how you say yeah.
Ben Simmons.
Meanwhile, while all this going on, is Clippers fans and Celtics fans going, he can't keep it. They're looking at Doc Rivers and going, he can't keep getting away with this.
And I was just about to go there. Ben Simmons is not the reason why you blew 2 25-point leads.
He's not.
That's coaching. That's the whole team. But I've already talked about it before.
Yeah, we've talked about that deeply. Yeah, and no, because I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, overall, just taking the entire season, both the regular season and playoffs, there's something going on with Ben Simmons, and I'm not even talking about how a season was. I'm talking about him as a person. Ben Simmons can shoot. He just chooses not to shoot. He can shoot. He doesn't. He literally is. It's a confidence thing. It's a mental thing. He is so scared to get either whatever criticism if he misses, or I don't know what mental block he's going. He's been going through it for the past few seasons, where he's not even taking like pull-up middies, or he's literally just trying to get to the rim. Ben Simmons came in the league and he was doing mid-range shots. He had the confidence.
But it's like, how would you feel if? And it's probably not just coming from us as fans.
No, right. It's probably people in his ear.
How would you feel if you're working on shooting? You know that is the only thing that is keeping you from going, because you're good. That's the only thing that's keeping you from going to being great. Okay. We all like he knows, we all know that he struggles shooting the ball. All right. We encourage him. Ben, you're open. Shoot. Then when he does shoot, clank. You got people probably in the locker room mad. Probably got some coaches mad that he keeps shooting and it's getting to him. That would get to anybody.
No, yeah.
You're getting that from all fronts.
I'm not disagreeing with that, because remember, we had the conversation before on the double standard and the fake duality of just the NBA landscape as a whole. Where they want you to do some certain thing, but when you do that certain thing, they're ready to quit. We've talked about this. All I'm saying is that people need to admit that this is a thing. What you just said is the 100% truth of the matter. The reason why Ben Simmons the past 2 years he's kind of been turning into someone who's not an offensive player is because it's got to him, just like it would get to anybody. What I'm saying is he needs to find a way for his own sake. And I think that's why he needs to be traded from Philly, because he needs to go somewhere to build up that confidence, to break that mental block, to get to that next level that we all know he can get to. That's all I'm saying. I think he needs to leave Philly just for that second. I think they have no choice but to trade him, because he said he's not going to report the training camp. You got Rich Paul and his agent in the organization. I don't blame him for that, especially all the slander. And just like Darian said, every time something goes wrong, there's always a scapegoat. In Cleveland with their big three, they weren't coming for LeBron. They weren't coming for Kyrie Irving. They came for Kevin Love.
Love.
They came
and
for Love.
Look who's the last one left from the big three, Kevin Love.
Even though I think he needs to get out of Cleveland because he's just over here throwing hissy fits. He's just a mess, man. But I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Ben Simmons needing to go. There's a list of teams where the reaction from fans and media will be just as bad, if not worse, than they are with the Sixers. It's the Knicks, although he's probably not going to New York.
Hell no.
It's either of the LA teams, the Lakers or the Clippers, and then it's the Heat. He goes any of them places, and the reactions from fans and media whenever he has the ball and he's open, it's going to be just as bad, if not worse, than it is right now with the Sixers.
I wouldn't mind seeing him go to a lower market team.
And can I say this about
Golden State too. Golden State too. Add the Warriors on that list.
Can I say this before I bring up my next player that I think will have an MVP season?
Go ahead.
MVP. Mm-hmm.
I did not realize how toxic Heat Twitter is, man. Them Heat fans got issues. They got issues. I mean, come on, y'all haven't been good since.
Smiles, we know you listening, and we better not hear a damn word, bro.
Smiles be the main one, bro. He funny, man.
Smiles, Ari,
Fiji land.
I love y'all. Shout out Fiji boys. Y'all just sent me a party, but I want you to know I'm recording the podcast. I know Thomas is gonna say some slick shit, but it's all right. I love you too, bro. But I still gotta play that nigga in MLB. But let's be real here. All right. If it wasn't for the bubble, Miami was not making the finals.
They weren't.
Okay.
That's a proven thing.
So
they strived in that bubble environment. They were literally the team that strived the most in that type of environment.
So number one, just Heat fans are very toxic, and the team really hasn't been on a consistent championship level since LeBron left. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And that was what, 7 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of get it, because when you're good for that long, you kind of get spoiled, and you're kind of like, okay, well, now we're about winning championships, and you're looking at and Tyler Hero is the most. You right there? I thought she was about to sneeze.
No, I'm good.
I was ready to say bless you.
I'm good.
But Tyler Hero gets more scrutiny, if not just as much scrutiny, as Kyle Kuzma.
Like, seriously, Tyler Hero and Kyle Kuzma are two of the players that we talk about like they're as if they're older than they already are.
Exactly.
Kuzma's only in his fifth season?
Fourth or fifth season, one of those two.
It's his fifth. Okay, he got drafted in 2017. So same
year as Lonzo.
Tyler Hero's about to start his third. So that means ain't neither one of them in their prime yet, but we already out here talking like
this. Well, Kuzma's kind of reaching that age where he will be.
I mean, he's reaching it, but my point is he's not there yet.
Right. I think Kuzma has untapped potential.
We talk about both of them like they already washed.
That's just the impatience of society.
That goes for Taylor Horton-Tucker too, because that man ain't even old enough to drink legally.
Yeah, Taylor really only had one season
excited
in
for
NBA.
Like he a scrub.
He only had one season in NBA because his first season he barely played. Like he played a few games. So he really only had one season, which was last year.
Yeah, and he had a very good season.
And he got cut because of COVID. Yeah, so we couldn't really get to see him all the way.
But my second MVP caliber player, which is very obvious, everyone's gonna say it. We've been talking about it for years, but I think you people just I need to put these people on notice. Sanford, we got to put these people on notice. Stop counting out LeBron, okay? Stop it.
LeBron,
don't give me that face, Evan. Don't give me that face, Evan. Don't give me that face, Evan. All right.
Because when LeBron is healthy, he's unstoppable. He's like a freight train.
I'm gonna replay this when LeBron is in the MVP conversation, as he is and should be every year. The only reason why Giannis won back-to-back MVPs is because they didn't want to give it to LeBron, because they didn't want to give LeBron the credit he deserves.
Jokic just won because they didn't want to give it to Giannis.
Exactly, which is bullshit. Actually,
no,
they
honestly,
didn't want to give it to Embiid.
I'm gonna be real.
They didn't want to give it to Embiid.
And Giannis was balling too. Giannis really.
The reason why I'm gonna talk about this, right? And the people I have an MVP, no one's talked about, which is beautiful. I get to have a fresh perspective. It's gonna be a little.
I got one too.
No, you already said Donovan Mitchell, so you already got. I was like, whoa.
There you got two. I got another one then.
Okay, but you can go after me. But
that's fair.
The thing with the 2020 MVP, people forgot that's the COVID season. Imagine, right? I think honestly, regardless of anything, Giannis is winning the MVP because he was literally the most dominant player in the league. The Bucks were gonna win 66 to 68 games had the season never stopped. They were going to be by and far the best team in the NBA. Like just dominant all ends, offense and defense. So 2020, I'm giving that to Giannis. 2019, that's Giannis Harden. That's a toss up. You kind of pick and choose whichever one you want. Like 2019, literally, it was like, okay, Harden can win it, Giannis can win it. Who's going to win it? It was one or the other. It was very, very contested. That's why they kind of had the heated rivalry because that MVP race was so contested. It was like either one can win. 2020, Giannis was going to win it. It's just the fact the COVID thing kind of helped them win it. So this year, the reason why they didn't want to give it to Giannis, just like Evan beautifully said, this man, the both years he won it, he went out before his team was expected to be knocked out the playoffs. They faced the Raptors team, which people don't talk about. That's one of the best defensive teams we have ever seen. Literally, like they had defenders all around that team. That team was their calling card was defense. Kawhi was their entire offense. It was Kawhi, some Spicy P, and some Kyle Lowry. That was their offense. They were a strong defensive team. So he went up against one of the best defensive teams we've seen in the 2010s. And then in 2020, he literally goes up against the team, and that was just a complete choke job. I don't care what anyone said. He basically came in, they stole Giannis's thunder. They made him choke. They made him uncomfortable. They made him get out of his comfort zone. They made him choke. They built up a wall. They didn't just build a wall. They just destroyed his mental acuity. So that's why they was like, oh, we're not going to give it to Giannis. He has to prove himself. And honestly, who else was going to get it other than Jokic? Jokic played all of the
Embiid.
games. Embiid couldn't stay healthy.
But I personally think this season, I don't want to say not because like I don't want to give it to Giannis. Jokic had a crazy good season, and I think even and yeah, Embiid had the injuries, but it was Jokic. It was Jokic. Then you go down just a couple tiers, and then it's Embiid, and then you have to say Curry.
Yeah, those are the top three. I don't care what no one said. But no, what I'm saying is the reason Embiid didn't win it, one, he couldn't stay healthy. Number two, Jokic had basically injuries in and out. Like Jamal Murray didn't play. Who else didn't play? Will Barton didn't play. Like he was having he basically had no backcourt. Jokic had basically no backcourt for basically the whole season. They had to bring Austin Rivers to play. Austin fucking Rivers. Like he basically won the MVP with no backcourt, and we all know this is an NBA where this is the golden age of guards. Almost every team has a legit backcourt that can drop 30 a piece on your neck if they have to. So that's why I gave Jokic the credit because he still kept his team in the upper echelon of the Western Conference while his point guard went out halfway through the season, and even after that, they had no backcourt. It was basically Jokic and Michael Porter was their whole offense. Their backcourt was nothing. They were just bodies. Not to be disrespectful, but let's just call a spade a spade. And it basically was going to be Jokic or it was going to be Curry. The reason why I say Curry didn't win it because they didn't make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure if they made the playoffs, Curry would have possibly won it.
Yeah, the Warriors as a whole wasn't really all that
because
good.
literally the Warriors had no offensive options other than Curry. Literally not. Like there's so many times I saw this year where this man was getting double team, triple team, multi like defenses were literally funneling in on Curry. And the fact they still averaged an efficient 30 points is amazing. Like I said, I understand why he didn't want to hit. They didn't make the playoffs. And like I said, Jokic, his team stayed they stayed in the upper three of the Western Conference, even with all the injuries they suffered. So that's why I'm going to give him credit. Because Jokic was just going insane. There was games he was dropping like 35, 15, and freaking 8. It was absolutely madness. I was like, bro, this man is ultra talented. But my MVP picks, I think everybody is kind of counting out somebody that could possibly win it. And the only reason they're not going to win it is literally because of a narrative sense. Kevin Durant.
I was just talking
Kevin
about
Durant.
They don't want to give it to nobody on the Nets because
they're not going to be because of the narrative that it's a super team.
The narrative
Stat
is
stack team.
earned it.
They haven't earned it. It's a super team.
Which is ridiculous because Kevin Durant, that's man, he just balls out. He's
But
like
think about
literally
it.
one of the best players.
We
Like,
just talked
on the
about
earth right
LeBron.
now. Like
LeBron's best one of his best MVP seasons was Miami, 2013. Did we forget? Did we forget 2013? No, I didn't forget. He was on the Heat team, and no one else deserved the MVP that year. Nobody. LeBron should have been one. Should have been the first unanimous MVP. Nobody else deserved it that year. That one dumb idiot gave Melo
voted for Melo.
fucking Melo, and I love Melo. Melo
like,
is my
really.
guy. Listen. Melo's my
Hey,
guy.
Melo's my
Number
favorite player
7.
all time.
Oh
Like, don't
my
get me
goodness,
wrong.
bro.
Like,
Growing up, bro,
but
Melo
let's be
was my
real.
guy.
Like,
But
yeah.
let's be
Yeah, like
100%
LeBron
honest.
was on a mission that year, and he did
LeBron
it. He completed
was
it.
having one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen. Like, no. Like that guy, he literally was just hating on LeBron. I don't care what anyone said. He was hating on LeBron. He should have voted for him. He chose not to vote for him just so he couldn't make history. It is what it is. Nobody's sure about that little thing right there. But yeah, Kevin motherfucking Durant. Because the reason why I say that, I think the Brooklyn Nets, if they stay healthy next season, they're going to win a lot of games. And it's going to be because of Kevin Durant putting the team on his back. Even though, he has Harden and Curry, and they souped up. They got Paul Millsap, they got LaMarcus Aldridge come back. That team, Blake Griffin too. They have a lot of talent on that team, but the engine of that team is Mr. Kevin Durant, and I think that he should have a chance. And my second option, I know it's not gonna happen. I sadly know it's not gonna happen, but I want it so bad. Damian Lillard. I want it.
I was gonna say him.
I
Yep.
want
You know
it.
why that's not going to happen, though? You know why that's not going to happen? Damian Lillard is in the same category with Bradley Beal in the sense that they're not going to give him no respect until he asks for a trade.
No respect.
No, I was gonna get to that point though.
No
See,
respect.
look. I say Damian Lillard. I was gonna pick him as one of my choices because I say he's gonna win MVP because we don't know his situation in Portland. If he goes to like a winning, like a championship caliber team, I say he's gonna ball out and he could possibly be MVP. Like Damian Lillard, he should definitely be in that talk if he gets to if he does get traded to a championship team. Also for MVP, I say if Embiid, once we get past this whole Ben Simmons thing and everything, and
That's why I didn't want to say
Embiid,
Embiid yet. We don't know. It's too
yeah,
much
once he actually
uncertainty.
does get a solid point guard, like once he actually does get like a solid, point guard and everything, we pass that and get our offense established, I say he can still be in a conversation because like last year, Embiid, his numbers are still pretty good. Like besides all of the games he missed last season, every time he stepped on the court, he just put up OC numbers. Just like Jokic. That's why the fact that Jokic was able to be more durable and everything, stay healthy, of course, like he's more valuable, of course, yeah. But he should definitely be in a convo. And I say Giannis should. And my third person, I say Giannis. I say he can win MVP again because Giannis last season, like based off this the postseason itself, like right now we're seeing Giannis in his bag. Like right now in that finals, we literally see Giannis be stopped. And just in regular season alone, like the Bucks, they rely on Giannis so much. And once we started to see Giannis like get that confidence with shooting, like getting that jump shot. Of course, he starts a long way to going now, but once Giannis actually does like start, maybe become probably like I say 35 probably percent shooter. It's like an average, like shooter from the 3-point, like from behind the arc. He's gonna be dangerous. So I say Giannis, he could be up there in the MVP talk. He's not my first choice, but he could be up there because
the only reason
regular
Giannis
season he goes off.
The only reason Giannis is not going to win it, and the only reason I could see him win it, is if he just puts up ungodly stats. Like he has to put up
Which he's capable of.
Like basically,
yeah, I mean,
he has to do what James Harden did in like 2018, where James Harden just literally put up the most insane stats you could put up in a season, to where you have to pick him for MVP. I think that's the only way, and he's a winning team, of course, because 2018, that's the Rockets team that almost made it to the finals.
mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if Giannis has a ultra dominant season where this man just averaged like a 32, 16, and 6, is like you have to give him the MVP.
And I feel like that momentum from his postseason performance, that's what I'm going to this season. With this
Right,
Bucks
exactly.
team, it's like one of the best version of the Bucks we've seen in like a long time. And Yeah, and we seen that final performance.
Not
like
long time, ever.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah. Like a 50-point like triple double. Like, come on, like that's just like he's definitely gonna carry that momentum. If Giannis is capable of doing that, 50-point triple doubles, yeah, he can definitely like carry a team and put up those numbers. So yeah, I say Giannis could be in that talk because Giannis has a long way to go in his career. That's the scary part. And look at all his accolades and milestones.
And it's interesting how neither of us have said one name that everybody's predicted to win MVP next year. You know what that name is? The white boy wonder himself,
Luka Doncic,
the Slovenian,
Luka.
Slovenian sensation.
He's a different breed.
I do got another.
The Mavericks though. Mavericks gotta get better, man. Like that's
yeah,
why,
they do.
And that's
they
gonna
do.
be that's gonna be the downfall, man. The Mavericks.
I do got another name that nobody said, and the reason why I'm putting this out there is because his team is going to be way better than they were last year, mainly because they ain't got the excuses they had last year. Jimmy Butler.
No.
Hot take. No. That's a very hot take.
No.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. And I love Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler. I love me some Jimmy Butler.
You ain't have to shoot it down like that.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, if he get a top 3 seed in the East, which could happen, then Jimmy's gonna be in that conversation.
If anything, I see Bam Adebayo being the better player of the two. In my humble opinion, because the reason why I say
Butler's
that,
out his prime.
it's not even out of his prime. Jimmy Butler is losing his offensive skill. He's losing it. You can see it. He's not shooting the best. He's starting to be a little bit more erratic. Like you can tell, you can sometimes look at a player, right, and you see them kind of falling down, slipping. I see Jimmy Butler is always gonna be a stout defender because that's his calling card. That was his calling card when he got drafted. He's always going to be a good defender. But our offensive game, you notice, is starting to slip more and more and more. I feel like, honestly, Bam this season is going to end up being the best player on that team. He's going to have an explosion like he did in 2000 and was it last year? 2020, yeah, where he basically is going to drop maybe 21 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. I think Bam is going to end up being the top player of that team. Jimmy Butler, what I actually will say for Jimmy Butler, though, this season, he will be better than this season because rest, he has more time to get his body in order and everything. But he's definitely not going to be the best player on the Heat. He's definitely the straight up number 2 because I don't see him going to another level. I think we saw the best of Jimmy Butler in the bubble. I think that's the best Jimmy Butler's ever going to. And if I'm wrong, you can replay this clip and I'll say I'm wrong. But the way it's looking, I'm pretty sure that the hierarchy of the E is going to be Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry. That's going to be the top. That's going to be their big 3. And we might see something. We'll probably see stuff from Tyler Hero. Like I said, Tyler Hero, he's still developing. It's his 3rd season in the league.
It's only his 3rd year, y'all.
We gotta see what he's made
down, y'all.
People make it seem like he's a bust. I'm like, y'all funny, bro.
Settle down, y'all. Ease on down the road.
The man is a 13th overall pick. The fact that he's over here and he's basically a solid shooting guard already, who has more of a ceiling to reach, he's not a bust. I hate when people say that. People got to have patience, man. Not everybody's Luka Doncic or LeBron James or Zion Williamson.
People was calling Trae Young a bust. It was getting on my nerves.
Trae Young's not a bust, bro. No, that's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
This man, no. This man had a season coming up where he averaged 29 and 8. He's not a bust, bro.
They're building the bad boys down there in Miami.
They are.
Now, you want to know a team that people are not going to see coming? Detroit.
Detroit is going to be good.
Detroit's going to be good.
Cunningham, speaking of bad boys, he said he wanted to bring bad boys back
in 4 years.
Detroit's going to be good in a few years.
I'm glad you said that, Sanford, because honestly, I feel like somebody's going to miss the play-in tournament in the Eastern Conference that could have made the playoffs a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
The East is that deep.
The East is deep this year.
They are very deep.
The East is deep.
We've seen the Hornets make the play-in tournament. That's crazy. We never thought the Hornets would actually make the play-in.
And the Hornets would have made the playoffs if it wasn't for LaMelo getting injured. They would have made the playoffs.
Yeah, they still did it. It's like, shoot, the East is just so fun, man. Hey,
the East is the deepest it's ever been, honestly, in my opinion. Because you have the top 2 teams, in my opinion. I think it's Brooklyn, Milwaukee. Those are the top 2 teams, but the rest of the teams is very close.
A toss up from there. Then you have Philly, and then you have Miami, and then you have Chicago. Chicago, don't sleep on Chicago.
There's only three teams that I'd say are probably not going to make the playoffs. It's the Magic, it's the Cavs, and if I had to say a third team, it'd probably be the Pistons.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the only.
other than that, everybody else got a shot.
Yeah, literally. And it's like you said, like you said, man, it's more confident. And I think, like I've said in the past, I've said even before, I think this season we're going to see a lot of teams that are very close in record in the East. We might have a 2016 Eastern Conference where we have 4 teams that's the same record. That could happen this year. But I feel like I said, it's Brooklyn, Milwaukee. Those are 2 top teams. No one's above them. But I think the 3 for the 7th seed, man, or the 3 to the 8th, that's gonna be a bloodbath for the East. That's gonna be a battle. Because for the first time, I think this season the East is gonna be more deep than the West. Because the West, there's a lot of teams that are dealing with big major injuries, like Golden State. Clay's not coming back until basically New Year's, Christmas, New Year's. Kawhi, we don't know when Kawhi's coming back. That's 2 teams right there that people are saying contenders that's probably gonna be on the lower end. And then, like we've seen, Denver, Jamal Murray, we gotta see that happen him. That's another team. So that's 3 top tier teams. But think about that's not gonna be at the top. So for sure, if health is permitted, I think Lakers gonna get the number 1 seed again. Like I just see that. I don't know if Utah will push for that because I think Utah they're kind of at the point where they don't really care about regular season. They want to prove themselves in the playoffs. So I think
Donovan Mitchell's definitely with a chip on his shoulder for sure.
Nah, like because not caring about the regular season is how the Jazz would end up as a 6th seed. I mean, the Western Conference is not as deep as the Eastern Conference, so Utah's not really in any danger of slipping up and missing the playoffs. But if you don't focus on the regular season at least a little bit, you gonna mess around and end up as the 6th seed in the West.
That's very true. And they're gonna have a less favorable matchup in the playoffs. That's 100% true. But my next question is, who do you guys think is the dark horse team for East Side? Like a team that's gonna surprise everybody. Like basically, who's gonna be the New York Knicks of the East, and who's gonna end up being what was the surprise team last time in the West? Not the Suns, because the Suns they were like the 2nd seed, but I say Suns.
Let's say it's the Jazz.
Yeah, the Jazz. Because they were the number 1 seed, and that shocked me. I was like,
all right. So as far as the sleeper teams in the Eastern Conference, I gotta go with the Wizards because everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Everybody, and I'll tell you why. Everybody talks about the Wizards like they're just this bottom of the barrel team, like as if they actually got worse after trading away Russell Westbrook. But the thing is, the Wizards are now better equipped for the offense they were trying to run last year if they want to run that back. Yeah. And when I say run that back, I mean run the offense back. And then they have a coach in Wes Unseld Jr. that actually prioritizes defense. So now you're gonna see stuff out of Wizards players on defense that you didn't even know they had in them.
Yeah.
The Wizards team is going to surprise people.
I think the Wizards are going to be probably the 5th or 4th seed. Yeah, I believe that. I think they have
could actually very well happen.
I'm really hearing people. Oh yeah, we're not even going to make the playoffs, so we're going to be an 8th.
We're talking about the East, like you said, it's the top 2. It's Milwaukee and Brooklyn. After that, it's really a log jam. After that, it's really a log jam from 2 down to about, I'll say 9.
Yeah, it's basically whatever team is the healthiest and can stay together the best. Yeah. That's really how it's going to be.
So that's for the East. Now for the West, I'm going to say the Grizzlies. I'm going to say the Grizzlies. So I'm going with the 2 8 seeds from last year because Memphis, they're a young team. And last year showed to me that Memphis got dogs. Memphis got dogs, and not only that, they have a style of play where you straight up cannot fit in. You cannot fit in unless you a dog.
No bull, man. And I think I have the same because I'm thinking in the West, who really can rise? That's gonna be shocked. I have the same because let's say people really make it seem like DC, we're gonna be either the 8th seed again or we're gonna be out the playoffs. I'm like, I don't think y'all realize we have players at every position now. Literally, we have a deep team. We're one of the more deeper teams in the Eastern Conference. We have actual NBA players now.
Than we were last year because basically last year Bradley Beal played every minute because we couldn't afford to take him out.
Literally. Like now, he's probably going to average only a smooth 25, be efficient, but everyone else is going to be stacking up.
Like Russell Westbrook had to stack them minutes on one leg because we couldn't afford to take him out.
Mm-hmm.
Rui Hachimura actually got good minutes because we couldn't afford to take him out. There was no production off the bench. Now there's going to be production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need that young core, really. The Wizards, that's a good thing for y'all building up. And it's funny you mentioned the Grizzlies because honestly,
this team is above the age of 30. So yeah, we have a
right. Exactly. It's funny you mentioned the Grizzlies is really, I mean, the Grizzlies, you can say they're a dark horse team because really we're just seeing Ja Morant getting better and better every year. So that's really a good.
Actually, hold up. You know what? I'm going to retake my West. You want to know who I'm thinking about? If the Pelicans can get it together, I'm picking them.
That's a good one.
If they can hold it together,
to be good. And
hey, make a break for Zion. Like they gotta make it happen.
I want the Pelicans to be good, and I'm going as far as saying the NBA needs the Pelicans to be good.
They do.
You know why?
They do.
You know why? We haven't seen Zion in the playoffs yet. We have not seen Zion Williamson in the playoffs yet. The NBA needs that.
I want each team to have his own big star. Like that's why I'm happy Giannis. Like it was good for Giannis re-signing and everything, getting his ring. So I want to see Zion really make a name for himself in New Orleans. I really do.
The Pelicans need to be successful this season. One of the reason why, because if they lose Zion,
man,
that's their franchise right there. That's their franchise right there. Like,
I mean, the Pelicans'
game's going to be empty.
The Pelicans got, if we're being honest, 2 more years until they got to worry about that. But still, clock is ticking.
It is. Got to make some moves happen in the off season. It's all about the off season. That's really what it's all about, management. You know.
I mean, they like I said, Pelicans, if they can keep it together and they find a way to, hold up their offense and at least be a respectable defense, because it was a horrible defensive team last year. So if they could be even respectable, like average or a little bit below average, and they have a good offense, I think they can make the playoffs. So that's my team. Because I think Zion, he showed what he's about last year. He was literally breaking defenses last year. So now I know he's going to take it to another level. Brandon Ingram's going to take another level. I think the Pelicans, if they can keep it together and things are rolling in the proper direction, they'll be a playoff team. Might be the 8th or 7th seed, but that's a step up for them. That's a step up for being out to play in.
All right, so there's so y'all talk about the Wizards in the East. I agree with the Wizards, but I'm purposely not going to say the Wizards because all y'all said the Wizards. Sleeper team in the East for me, and I will say it every year until they don't disappoint me, the Indiana Pacers. Because they are literally the most frustrating team in basketball because they literally have everything that they could have to be, I'm not saying top 3, but top 5. You know, they're not, to me, they're not a play-in team. You have Miles Turner, you have Domantas Sabonis, you have guys on that team that can produce. And they've always been kind of like the white boy version of the Memphis Grizzlies. That's really what the Pacers are. They're the white boy version of the Memphis Grizzlies. So on the East, I got the Pacers. Out West, I'm surprised none of y'all said it. I know I said Spurs at first, but I really thought about it. Like, no, the Spurs are gonna stink. So, the Kings.
Yes.
The Kings.
I need
the
that.
Kings can really be a play-in team.
I need that. We need the Kings in the playoffs.
Why I didn't say the Kings because I love me some De'Aaron Fox. I love me some Tyrese Halliburton. I love me even the new rookie they got, Davion Mitchell. I love him. But let's just be real here. Your man's, and Darian knows what I'm talking about. Luke Walton's not a good coach. He's just not. I'm sorry. He's just not. Like, the fact that he's still their coach, unless he makes a big change in his game plan and how he does his X's and O's, He's not. He's not a good. He's not a winning coach. I'm sorry, he's not. Like you don't take your best player's attribute. Okay, yeah, your player's a beast in transition, and make him slow down to play more of a half court offense. Yeah, he made it work. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox is that special. And I think De'Aaron Fox is the most one of the most underrated players in the league because he's in Sacramento. He's in a team that's
Sacramento got some names too.
they've not
Like
been in the playoffs in 16 years.
2006.
They have the
pretty much since they had like Chris Webber, I believe, last
15
time.
years. Sorry,
When
15
they had
years.
that lineup when they had
No, Chris Webber
Webber,
wasn't even
who
there. The last
Oh, he
time
wasn't there during that
he
time.
wasn't even there.
Dang, that's
He
even
wasn't even there.
wild.
We're in third
Sheesh.
grade, bro.
But the last
That's
time
wild, bro.
the Kings made the playoffs, that was when they had Meta World Peace.
He was Ron Artest at the time.
Yeah, he's one of
Yeah, but it's like that's it's been a while for the Kings.
Yeah, literally,
Jeez.
it's been 15 years, bro. Like I can't say it. Like the only way they're gonna be in the playoffs is if Luke Walton just shocks me and this man becomes a better coach. That's the only way I can see it. Because
they've been struggling.
They've been struggling, and then they just don't. They have no wing depth. They got too many bigs. They got too many guards that need minutes. They have no wing depth. The only
Then they have Marvin Bagley, and that didn't work out with him.
Bags is gone now, right?
Yeah, and that never worked out. Yeah,
he's basically going to be gone. Like they have no choice but to trade him. He doesn't want to be there. So they have no wing depth. Their best wing is Harrison Barnes. They got too many guards because they have De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, and Buddy Hield, and now they have Davion Mitchell, who they have to play. There's too many guards. They have to split those minutes. They don't have no legit wing depth, and they have too many bigs that don't fit together. They have Marvin Bagley, who doesn't want to be there. They end up signing with Sean Holmes, and they end up signing somebody else. I'm just like, what? So it's just like the Kings. I just don't see it. They had a chance when they had Dave Yeager. If they would have kept Dave Yeager, I would say they would have become a playoff team by now because Dave Yeager had the boys playing good. He had the building something. They won basically 40 games. That was like the most games they won since 2006. But I can't see it, man. I like the Kings. I love players on their team, but they got to get a better coach. I'm sorry. Luke Walton's not a good coach. That's why I purposely didn't say them because I was thinking about it and I wanted to say it, but I was like, their coaching is bad. So that's why I didn't say them. But yeah, I think the Grizzlies or Pelicans they're gonna make a step forward. And I think, like Evan said, this is a travesty that Zion Williamson has not been in the playoffs. That is a travesty.
And meanwhile, John Morant's been twice.
See what you saying about the Kings is how I feel about the Pelicans. I don't think they're going to be good this.
No, notice I said if they get their things together. I don't know if they're going.
But that's the thing.
50.
I don't think they will.
I don't blame you. I'm not even disagreeing. I don't even blame you. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be hopeful. I'm just trying to be the positive fan. I want to.
We have a big star like Zion. You need to though.
The thing with the Kings, there's Pelicans. No positivity here. They've not been to the playoffs in 16 years.
But Zion, you got the light at the. You got some light with the tunnel with Zion, so like you can actually make moves, and that can attract some players with the to the Pelicans.
Now Pelicans, they're not getting nobody because they're like the second smallest market in the league. They're not.
But from like a strictly basketball standpoint, but yeah, I get what you're saying though. Yeah, it's just they have really this year. I think is a make or break for Zion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If they don't make the
playoffs this year, Zion's gonna ask for a trade. I'm sorry, he's gonna ask for a trade. He's not gonna stay there. Why would he do that? Because you gotta notice Trae Young after his first year.
What's gonna happen is the Pelicans are gonna exercise the option. Then he asks for a trade.
Yeah, most likely. But yeah, look what happened with the Hawks. The Hawks, this man Trae Young complained and said, "Ayo, I need help." And look what they did. They built a roster around him, which the Hawks, honestly, they might be the sleeper team of the East. The reason I'm picking the Wizards is because everyone thinks the Wizards is not going to make the playoffs. And I just want to be the person that said they're going to and be able to laugh in their faces when we're like the fifth seed. I'm going to laugh my ass off. Like, y'all niggas were saying we're going to be in the playing game. We the fifth seed, motherfucker. Go sit down. Like, I can't wait to do that. But anyway, to the next topic. We got a couple topics, and we're gonna call it a day, ladies and gentlemen that are listening. Again, we appreciate you hopping on. We appreciate 301 Young for hopping on. That was a great, amazing, dope conversation. And I'm mad he's not on for this part because I want him to hear his opinion on this. But I got two. I'm just gonna keep it short. we're not gonna do the music review today because he's not here, so we'll save that for another time. Black about crime. Why is it accepted? Why is it okay? Why does like nobody seem to really talk about it, make a big deal about it, but whenever it's black on white crime or no white on black crime, sorry, it's always a big center of focus.
Yeah, we can go deep into this one.
Around here, there's actually a lot of like movement against black on black crime, specifically against gun violence. There's marches every other weekend talking about like reduce like gun violence, put the guns down, and all that. But basically, I see what you're saying though online. How every time it's like somebody getting shot up, like every time somebody gets shot up, like in DC or something, it's just we got to put the guns down, and then 2 seconds later you go about the rest of your day. But then when it's a police killing, then it's suddenly the topic of the day for like the next week. So like the reason why that is because I feel like it's just to a point where it's normal or where like this is normal for us. And I really like, and it pisses me off to no end to say that how I feel like the former is normal to us, but the latter is still like something just out of the ordinary, just wasn't expected to happen.
Well, I look at it at this point in this way with black on black crime because we like black on black crime. We call it black on black crime though, but when it happens, it's violence that goes on. We don't look at it. It doesn't happen because of a race standpoint. Really, the black on black crime happens from like a cultural standpoint because like poverty,
Say that again.
Yeah, poverty, like
say that again,
yeah,
Mark.
like poverty and everything. It's not because our skin color. It's like for other reasons besides that. It's it's animosity that goes on, like people trying to survive, and it's unfortunate. But as when we see like a police officer that has in a position of power, that's of course the history of police and everything. When they do like, of course, like shoot somebody who's unarmed and everything, because they know we have that capability of seeing like a white man, a Caucasian man, like getting away with like justifiably like killing somebody for no reason with a black and black crime is so common. And honestly, it's like I feel as though it gets overlooked so much because it's so normal. It's like, okay, do they want to change? Is anything want to change? Is the government going to step in and like to change, or like a program's going to like be stepped in like to change, like the situations that goes on, in like lower class neighborhoods. But until then, it's just going to be like a cycle, and we're going to see black on black crime somewhat like still get glorified through like I even say through music somewhat. That's part of a blame as well though, but social media and stuff like that. And some people just want to put on like the tough guy act. So that's why it's just kind of like some people just accepted it in a way, and people just glorify it as a way, just like to really like a pride thing in somewhat, because when you just live on, you have nothing else to really like, I guess, really talk about or really like show for, and it's just sad. Like, and that's why we accepted it. You just got to do better as a community.
I don't want to say that we accept it. I actually think that people
some accept. That's what I mean.
I don't want to say that it's accepted. I actually genuinely think that people are actually like trying to do things to stop black on black crime, and it is something that we do acknowledge. The thing about and people always do this when we talk about police killings. They want to say, oh, well, you're out here killing your own people. Yes, we know. We are aware. And us as a community, we are actively working on ways to get to lessen the violence on the streets. But these days it's been so hard because everything is now inflated. Gentrification, the driving us out of our communities. COVID's happening, jobs are being lost, families are being torn apart, and all of this other stuff that's going on, that's all this stuff economically that's going on. And as Mark said, like it just has to do with like where we are, economically, and that, sometimes it's just one of those, you got to do what you got to do type of things to survive. So that's that. But the thing about But going back to what I was saying about with the police killings, is we are aware that there is a problem there. The thing with the police killings is that there are people that want to say that there is not a racial problem there, that it is not racially charged, that it is not systemic, that they are not profiling us. That is the issue. That is why when Trayvon Martin gets killed by George Zimmerman, it's activists upon every Black person coming together to trample on this issue, because we need to because there are still white people that are there now who stand with us, and I commend y'all. But there are also white people, and as we've seen, it'll be the white people that are trying to disguise themselves as our allies, that are trying to make it seem like they're with us when they're really not, and they still think, oh, there's not really a problem.
They try to police us when they think we've gone too far, and I use that in air quotes.
And we should have complied. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, that's why it seems that way, and we know that there are problems within our own communities. We are aware of that. But, you know, it doesn't help when, I mean, actually, it's kind of, actually, I almost flip-flopped it. We have these white police killing us, these white supremacists killing us. It doesn't really make it better that we're also killing ourselves.
And that's the point I was going to bring up. You all said beautiful things, perfect things. Even Mark, I like what Mark said, that this is more of a culture thing, a societal thing than a race thing. But here's the problem, though. We live in a world where people just don't value life anymore. Like, of course, you always had people that don't really give a fuck. That's just human nature, human civilization. But now it's like the prerogative is, I've said this so many times, it's me, 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 especially in America. We live in a country where it's a dog eat, dog go country, where it's, oh, you got to figure out how to do things on your own, brother. Ain't nobody about to hand you an extended hand. And especially in the Black community, because they've placed a lot of us in certain communities where it's survival of the fittest. There ain't no way to give out a helping hand or extend an olive branch. Nah, man. I got to eat, bro. I got to do for me. And that's the mentality that's taken over. And it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's like a double-edged sword, because, yeah, you have people that's always going to be going at it. They're going to always apply pressure. But then you always have people that don't care. They're just like, oh, yeah, I'm always so focused on what I want. Whatever you want, it doesn't matter. I got to get some mine first. I got to eat. I got to get my piece of the pie. Because in a lot of these, low-class neighborhoods, they only give us breadcrumbs, and we're over here fighting over those breadcrumbs. So the black and black crime, it's a multifaceted, deep layered issue that the only way it's gonna get fixed, the only way, a lot of people are gonna stop killing each other over trivial stuff, over stuff that doesn't matter, or people just start killing each other just for the dumbest of things, is if we all take a chance to get it and we go into these places that are less fortunate and we help them out. We give them more resources, give them more opportunities, give them more ways to be successful, rather than, oh, they're given the short end of the stick and they have to steal and they have to kill and they have to go to these illegal means just to survive. So this is a multi-layer question that will be tabled for later. I just wanted to get everybody's initial thoughts about it, but great, beautiful answers. And last question I have for today, before we call it a day, what is your favorite thing about fall? Because we are entering into the fall season.
Football, yo!
I was gonna say that.
And the weather's changing. It's gonna get cooler. Hoodie season about to be out. You already know. So
homecoming too.
What's your favorite thing other than football? Because I think that's something we all would say.
Mark said it.
Yeah, homecoming for sure. Like just homecoming, and finally this year in particular, I'm excited for homecoming because this is going to be my first homecoming as a Bowie State, alumnus. So I'm just like really excited to really actually go back because last year, yeah, COVID, and it's like as soon as I graduated, it's like that going the pandemic hit. So this year, finally, the campus is back open, and hey, hopefully everyone can be safe and have fun, and we can all like actually, just come back together, get to see some old college students, and hey, that's my favorite thing about fall, the homecoming season, the vibes, people coming together, just having fun. Yep.
Bowie State homecoming 301 outlet episode.
October 2nd.
26th through the 2nd.
We in the building, Bowie State University.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a thing, y'all. Never know.
Yeah, that's
because I got some Bowie friends. They've been talking about the pod. Hey, never know. Might pop up there. Do an episode. Hey, never know. But yeah, favorite thing about fall. I just like, especially this fall, just a lot of good things happening. Homecoming. Football season coming back, the NBA season coming. It's just a beautiful time where we get off the hot weather, things start to cool down, and we enter into a part of the year that's just more relaxed, more comfortable, more chill. Get to pull out your hoodies, get to enjoy your long sleeves. It's just a fun time, man.
And we enjoy the last little bit of like things being open before everything shuts down because it's cold. Oh, wait. Let me rephrase that. The last little bit of moves before don't nobody want to go nowhere because it's cold.
Also, it's very eventful too because fall you have like certain like holidays and stuff like Halloween and things like that, and yeah, and like Evan said, right before things get cold, so it's really like that good mild weather.
For sure, man, and hopefully we don't go into another quarantine or lockdown. Crossing my fingers on that. Crossing my fingers heavily on that. Hopefully, people finally wake up. Right. Wear their mask. Follow the rules. Let's beat this COVID thing, y'all. Let's kick it into the dirt. We've given it so much life for no reason. So let's execute this motherfucker. So, y'all got any words before we close out for the week, man?
I was going to answer. I was the only one that I was going.
I thought you answered. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
Because I have many reasons why I love the fall.
Go ahead.
Number one, birthdays in about. Let me see. Hold on. Birthdays in about what's 18 minus 8 minus 24. Birthdays in about. My math is terrible, guys. Birthday's about 16 days.
I'm sorry. Whenever I just thought, but you know what I thought about when you said that? I'm like, bro, your dad be saying that booty ass education. But he be killing me when he said that, bro. Because it's true. All of us that went to that school, we stupid. We all stupid. No, I went to Bowie too. I'm calling myself stupid. We stupid.
Bring it up. I mean, let's be nice. You didn't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord. But yeah, my birthday, September 24th, in a couple weeks. So that Libra season is in the fall. But more so just like I can finally bring out my hoodies. And fall, spring weather is my kind of weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Hoodie shorts combo, hoodie jersey, anything with a hoodie, is basically you can pull off. I like the long sleeve look. And just like the scenery,
yes.
With the leaves changing,
fall theme
and
is beautiful.
Fall, like the fall scenery is amazing.
That orange, man, can't beat it.
And like for me, like those oranges and those reds, and the yellows. That's kind of my color. That stuff kind of pops out on me. So but I just I just like it. And Evan, you're saying that it's the last time for moves. Well, yeah, it is the last time for moves. I kind of like going out during the winter. I'm not gonna hold you, but yeah, just going out, and it's kind of like that if you're in a little relationship, it's kind of like that snuggle weather.
He said cuffing season.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
If I could relate, I would mention that, but nah.
But I mean, like I told you, Sanford, I ain't doing shit unless I just magically end up in a relationship.
Man,
bro.
listen, me and you, we are on the same vibes.
But yeah, more so just like my birthday, the weather and the scenery, like that's really what I love about fall. Fall and spring are my favorite seasons for that reason alone, aside from my birthday. But I'm really not trying to plug my birthday. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, man, it's a good season. I thoroughly enjoy. Fall theme, like I was saying, is very. I just love the orange, the brownish. I just love the aesthetic. It's just beautiful to watch. Like I know now, I'm heavy photography. I'm probably gonna be taking some nice, beautiful fall pictures. That's about to be great. But it has been a lovely, amazing episode as always. We are almost at 40, and that means we're almost to 50, and that means we're almost to 60. And that means we're almost at the end of already another beautiful season. You never know. Time flies, and it's been dope. Like I said, I can't wait. Jesus, wow, the year is coming to an end. Are we gonna? We're gonna reach probably episode 52 by December. Yeah, the end of December. That's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to that. But thank you all for support. Know the gang. We see you, friends and family. Go ahead, Evan. Go ahead.
The boy is back on the mic this Saturday.
Woo!
Bowie State.
Oh yeah, Bowie State football. First home game back this season.
We on the CIAA Sports Network. That's the CIAASN.com. We on the CIAA Sports Network app. Come rock with your boy on Saturday. We kick off at 1.
Yep, CIAA is back. Yep. Got through this COVID BS. Yeah, officially back. Yep. Sure. Bowie State football. Bowie State football, man. Officially back at Bowie State University.
And I'm gonna say this too before we stop recording. Dog, we was at Delaware State this week. We damn near took over their stadium, dog. We went in there deep.
I'm not even surprised. You already know that. You all know how the energy be.
Also, I would like to say that Cristiano Ronaldo is making his Manchester United debut back at Manchester United on Saturday. I don't know who they play. I don't really feel like looking it up, but I don't even know if we're going to be able to watch the game, but I just want to point that out. Also, I just want to say, as always, every week, Arsenal stinks.
Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for tuning in. Share with your friends and family. Do the Lord's work as we continue to be great and expanding the brand. We're just getting bigger and bigger, and the guests are getting better and better. Next week, my boy Deshaun is returning, and we're going to be talking about his new album he just dropped and a few other things. And after that, we have our boy Gideon and Kofi hopping on the pod.
What?
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Oh, no.
That is going to be dope. I can't wait for that, bro. That's going to be hilarious. Oh, my goodness, bro. Woo.
Oh.
You gonna need more than what you got in that cup. I want you to know that.
Hey, you funny as shit, bro. Hey, yo.
Water, bro.
Hey,
water.
Hey, you gonna need some water. Hey.
Y'all stay blessed and beautiful. We